Welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Colachico, the Director of Media Relations at Western Oregon University. Joined today by head women's basketball coach, Holly Howard Carpenter. Holly, how are we today?
Doing great, thanks.
Big week this week for you. You guys have two games. First off, you start at Portland on Wednesday, tomorrow night, and then you go down to Oregon State on Saturday. Kind of talk a little bit about both of those opponents.
I thought I'll just go back just a little bit and talk about our exhibition against Warner Pacific. We had a lot of good takeaways from that, and we worked really hard since that game to improve some aspects of our game, mostly defense. And then, we got two really talented teams coming up. Portland, mostly seniors, so they're very experienced. They get out in transition. They like to run and shoot threes. So they'll give us a good test on the perimeter. And then Oregon State ranks 20th in the nation right now. So again, we got our work cut out with them. But I just feel like these two games are two opportunities for us to really work on what we need to do to get prepared. It's more about us.
And then you mentioned it a little bit earlier. Talk a little bit about that exhibition against Warner Pacific. Warner Pacific is an NAIA school. You were able to bring them down for technically the season home opener,
right,
even though it didn't count on the schedule. But as you said, it was a good test. You guys pulled away with the victory, 61-55. Dana Goulardi had a good game. You had a chance to see a couple of your new players, see how they adapted to the college game. Kind of just fill us in on what you saw that game.
I thought, like I said, it was definitely a good opportunity for everybody to get playing time and really see what we can do. I mean, we have half returners, half new players, and so it was an opportunity for the coaching staff to really look at what we're working with. We got a 20-point lead two different times in the game, and then kind of let that get away. And that's something that we're going to focus on this year, is when we get the lead to be able to sustain that. And I thought our zone looked pretty good in the second half, except for Wilcox just kind of shredded it a little bit. Great shooter. We just need to be more aware of where the shooters are. And then, offensively, still kind of getting in the rhythm. We're running our things correctly. We just got to make sure that we're looking at the right things. And we worked on that this week. So we did get out and run a little bit more than we normally do, and that was a focus for us as well. So, like I said, a lot of game experience for people going into these next two. I feel good about having that under our belt.
And then once you look a little bit beyond the two exhibition games, as we said, against Portland tomorrow night up in the Chiles Center in the Rose City, and then down in Corvallis inside Gill Coliseum on Sunday, you've got the Hampton Inn tournament coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the preparation, as that's really kicks off your regular season.
Right, and that's what we've been focusing on as a team is, starting after our game against Warner Pacific. We have, not overlooking our two exhibitions that we have coming up, but we have 2 weeks to prepare, be in the best shape that we can be in, be prepared with everything in. So all of our offenses and defenses and sets in by the time November 14th hits. We've got two really talented teams coming in, Regis out of Colorado, and then Cal State East Bay, my former school, coming in, and we'll play them on that Saturday night. So, we've just been really focused in practice on being ready for those two games and open up strong.
And then talk a little bit about your team. You've got Goulardi back for her 4th year, preseason all-conference. What has she meant to this program? I know this is only your 2nd year, but, how did she help you in that transition last year, and then how has she really taken over the team leadership this year?
She really took it over last year, and for me coming in as a new coach, I think she was key in setting the tone for the players. She really took on that leadership role, and we're really thankful to have her. As a first-year coach, you don't know everybody. You're trying to get used to everybody, get used to the conference. And so to have her, and then, other people step up in leadership roles. Elise Miller, Angie Titus. Angie was a walk-on last year and ends up starting our first game, who, she really earned it. But the voices, the focus that those three bring every day is phenomenal. And to have that, as a coach, I couldn't ask for anything more. We have a great supporting cast. We have Jordan Mottershaw coming back. She's a sophomore this year. She has a motor. She doesn't ever get tired, and she's relentless. Then we have Shyla Aiken stepping up for us last year. Sporadic minutes, but she's been a lot more consistent this year. I got inside presence in Kelsey Henry and Emily Howie, and as soon as they can get healthy, we can have them on the floor a little bit more. And I just look for a really big year in the newcomers. I'm really excited to move forward in the season.
And talk a little bit about those newcomers. You said you have 6 of them, new faces to
Yeah,
the program,
so-
new faces to not only, as I said, Western Oregon, but to NCAA basketball.
Right.
And you talked about those upperclassmen. Have they really taken them under their wings to kind of show them the way that
Yes.
Wolves basketball is?
Absolutely. Really setting the standard and holding them accountable. All of them pretty much played for really elite AAU clubs, so they understand the level of play. They were successful with their high school seasons as well. They come from winning programs, and so that's key. Sydney Azor from Clackamas, Jasmine Miller from Tualatin, and Mo from right here from Center High School. We've got Sammy Osborne from Willamette, who great program to come from. And like I said, all of them have experience, playing at an elite level, and so that's really is really key for us because they can come in and play right away.
Well, Coach, we wish you good luck this week. And fans, as you know, the games are going to be this week, as we said, up in Portland tomorrow at the Chiles Center. Go ahead and get your tickets for that game. And then on Sunday, tickets are $5 for all reserved seats. That's a game is at 2 p.m. And then make your way down to Eugene for the guys' game at 6. I know Holly and her crew will be heading down to cheer on the men's basketball team. But we thank you for joining us. And as always, go Wolves!